Okay, we are live. We are live. Who is here? Just wait for people to get here. Someone's here. Well, someone's watching. I don't know who you are. What's going on, Angel of Death? That's ironic. The first person in my stream is the Angel of Death. Hola, we got a Spanish person in here. Where are you from? Right now, my stream is only showing one person here, but I've clearly got comments from 2 people. And, oh no, 4 people. We got more people in the chat. I am not Spanish. I'm very American. Okay, fine. I'm from Greece. Angel of Death is from Greece, for everyone to know. Okay, if this is the peak we're going to get to 4 people, let's make a conversation out of it. Okay, what does people want to talk about here in the chat today? Go on, people, ask questions. Let's go. It's going to be an awkward stream if we've got no people asking questions. What's going on? I know it's been a while, but you're going to continue Batman the Animated Series. I plan to. I definitely plan to. I certainly plan to do more Batman the Animated Series. But the thing is, it's so long. It's such a long commitment to do that show. And I don't have much time to do other stuff. Well, right now I may have time to do other stuff, but I plan on getting back to the Ben 10, My Hero, and Spider-Man at some point. And to add Batman on top of that is a huge commitment. So I have to wait until the schedule maybe frees up a little bit before we can go back into that. But I definitely want to. I definitely want to get back into Batman the Animated Series. Obviously, not a lot of people are not checking the notifications right now because I've only still got 4 people in here. But come on, Dr. Logic, Angel of Death, have we got anything else to say? There's 2 other people here, but I don't know who you are. After you finish Spider-Man, are you going to watch the fan favorite Spectacular Spider-Man? I have seen the Spectacular Spider-Man before, but I would gladly do a rewatch of that show because I know that it is an incredible show. I know that it is a very incredible show. I would happily do a rewatch of that show. You ever watched the Batman 2003 series? I've seen a couple of episodes of that, but I've never seen the full thing all the way through. And yes, I do plan on doing that in the future as a reaction series. So is that an answer to your question? I do plan on watching it. I definitely do plan on watching that because I've only seen a couple of episodes of it and I thought it was great. Great, because it's an amazing series. I know from the just the couple of episodes that I've seen. I know it's an amazing series. I know it's very good. It's going to be kind of awkward if we go this entire round. We've only got 3 people in the chat. Just wait for more people to talk. Or people to show up, please, because this will be awkward. The Batman one, not quite as good as Batman the Animated Series. Some characters like Catwoman, Hugo Strange, and surprisingly Firefly much better handled than the animated series. I can't remember. I think one of them was a Joker episode, and Joker is crazy in that 2003 show. Joker looks crazy. I can't remember who was in the other one, but I definitely have seen a Joker episode. I really liked how Joker was used just for that one episode I saw. I really liked how Joker was used in that show. He seemed like really proper insane. Are you aware of the famous Ben 10? I am aware of the Ben 10 and Generator Rex crossover, and I do plan on doing that as a reaction at some point in the future. We need more people. We need more people. We need more of a conversation going, because with the Ben 10 one last time, the questions came non-stop. I was almost getting tired. So we need more people. I really should schedule these whenever I really should give more notice whenever I want to do these live streams again. Is there anything specific? Not anything really specific that I want to talk about. What do you want to talk about? I want to have a chat with all of you. If we could avoid Ben 10 as well, I wouldn't say avoid Ben 10, but let's not make this all about Ben 10. Hello. Hello, Chris. How are you? Anything you want to ask? Because, as the title said, this is just let's have a chat. This is awkward 10 minutes and we've had a little conversation. Have I seen Ninjago? I haven't. I do want, I think there's a lot of stuff that I want to see, but obviously there's only so much time in the world, especially with a full-time job as I have. You can't do as much as you want to. I do, like I said though, I do intend to do a lot of stuff like Generator Rex. I've been asked if I wanted to rewatch Amazing Spectacular Spider-Man. I'll do that. Batman the Animated Series, the 2004 Batman show, Ninjago, all of it I'd like to do. I'd like to do all of it. But there is only so many hours in the day, and I work a certain amount of them, and I definitely need a certain amount of sleep in them. So. Do you like Power Rangers? You know what? I never really got into Power Rangers. I never really watched much of it when I was younger. And I don't know why. But I never, it was never one that I obsessed over in my childhood. Yeah, my childhood was a lot of Star Wars stuff, Lord of the Rings stuff, quite a bit of superhero stuff. Quite a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh in my childhood as well. Yeah, that was my younger days, late 90s, early 2000s. I watched a bit of everything except anime. Yeah. Have you ever watched Transformers the animated series? You know what? I have seen the animated movie. You know where Megatron becomes Galvatron, Optimus Prime dies, and Hot Rod becomes Rodimus Prime. I've watched that. Favorite season of Arrow. It's hard to deny season 1. Season 5 is also good. So it's between season 1 and season 5. Scooby-Doo, Spider-Man, Ben 10, Star Wars mostly. Yep, Scooby-Doo was my childhood as well. I did watch a lot of Scooby-Doo. Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, a lot of it. I would love to go back and rewatch those as a reaction series. Come on, people, let's talk more. We're getting a conversation going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going with it. Really enjoy season 1. Yeah, season 1 is very good. Season 1 is very good. If the ending wasn't what it was, you could have literally just ended the series there and it would have been perfect. But obviously people would have wanted more. Yeah, I have hella Hanna-Barbera discs. Bloody hell. After the Batman the Animated Series, do you plan on continuing the rest of the DCAU? Yes, I do. I want to watch Superman the Animated Series, Justice League Unlimited, Batman Beyond, Static Shock. Yes, all of that. All of it. Especially since I have... This is my autograph book. Since I have these, yes, I definitely do want to do the animated universe. I also think season 6 is very underrated. Season 6 of Arrow is quite underrated. I'd say the first and last third are very good. A bit of the Civil War moments in the middle of it can get a bit weird. And you're just thinking, why are we wasting time with this? But the first and last third are very good. Don't forget the new Batman animated adventures. Yes, yeah, true. I mainly just throw that in with Batman the Animated Series, though. And also the Quiver. I know you are the former Ultramate. I know that's who you are, because I was just recapping my live stream earlier today, the last one that I did, and I saw a lot of your questions, and I was answering you as Ultramate, but I saw the questions were coming from someone called the Quiver. So I know that's you, Ultramate. I know that's you, and plus you're still a mod in this chat, so that gives it away as well. I really like to watch Static Shock. Okay, you enjoy Static Shock, do you? Yeah, your account victory is Mask of the Phantasm. Mask of the Phantasm is such a good movie. So good. It is so good of a movie. DC or Marvel? Depends what you're asking. Depends what you're asking. Stop telling me my secret identity. Yes. DC or Marvel? It depends what you're asking. What are you asking for here? Are you asking for movies, TV shows, cartoons, comics? I don't know what you're asking. But if we're talking in general, I'd say we are, well, okay, everything as a whole. I'd say as a whole, I am 70% DC, 30% Marvel. Or maybe 60-40. 70% DC, 30-40% Marvel. Because I do love a lot of the DC stories a lot more. You're going to watch the DCAU movies too. Is that the ones where it's like Teen Titans versus the Justice League War and stuff like that? Justice League Throne of Atlantis, Apocalypse War, because I have already seen those. They're both equally great and have their own strengths and weaknesses. People need to stop arguing about it. True, agreed. I agree that everyone needs to stop arguing about which one is better. As long as the argument is healthy and not like kill the DC people, then no, that's not what you do. It can be perfectly healthy. From the Batman animated series universe, yes, I do. Because there's the Batman Sub-Zero, I think, the Mr. Freeze one. There's the Batwoman one. There's a Superman Doomsday one. Yes, I do plan on doing that. I do plan on that. Watch Son of Batman, Batman versus Robin, etc. Those movies are good. They have a bit of. I know. I watched that. I watched that animated universe of all those movies. I missed out on a couple, but I'm pretty much up to date on most of it. But I did see how it ended, and it was with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. It was very depressing. I think your videos are great. Thank you, Mask Welding. Thank you. Justice League versus Teen Titans. Yep, I've seen that one. The problem I had with that universe you're talking about, Chris, is it felt weird. It felt so weird. Like you say it's a universe for all of your heroes. Like Green Lantern didn't have a single movie in that universe. Wonder Woman had one. Superman had one, and it was the death of Superman. Oh no, two, because one was the revival of Superman as well. But yeah, it just didn't feel like an proper expanded universe. It felt like we rushed a lot of things sometimes. You love Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne was great in those movies. Mask of the Phantasm, Batman and Mr. Freeze, Sub-Zero, Mystery of Batwoman, Batman Return of the Joker. Are you going to watch the one-off movies like Batman Under the Red Hood? I have seen Under the Red Hood. I have not seen Superman versus the Elite. That is one I've not seen. I have seen Under the Red Hood, though. Superman Doomsday isn't part of it? Okay. You know what? Let's make a topic here. What are all of your thoughts on the current DC situation, the whole DC thing that's going on right now with James Gunn, Warner Brothers? What are all yours opinion on it? Because I love this topic. I love to talk about it with my friends. I want to know what everyone else is thinking. So I want to know, what's your opinions on the whole James Gunn stuff, new slate at DC, the 8 to 10 year plan? What's your reactions on the slate that I reacted to? So, what are we thinking, people? Wait for the questions to come in. I'm excited for Superman Legacy. The slate looks good, but I'm looking forward to Bruce Scott. Yeah, true. The Green Lantern series, the one that's supposed to be like True Detective. I haven't seen True Detective, but I am excited either way. Tim Drake or Damian Wayne? I'd go Tim Drake, me. Damian Wayne annoys me, kind of. And I don't like the idea of him having a kid with Talia al Ghul. I don't like it. I do like Tim Drake, though. I like Tim Drake as Robin. I'm very excited for the future, and I have incredible faith in James Gunn. I do too, especially after the dumpster fire that was the Snyderverse. The Snyderverse, yeah. I wouldn't say the Snyderverse particularly, but the DCEU was a dumpster fire, true. But you know what? I like Man of Steel. I think Batman v Superman got screwed over by Warner Brothers, not necessarily by Zack Snyder. I thought the Snyder cut was incredible. And you know what? I'm not one of those cultist people who are like, restore the Snyderverse. But if the Snyderverse kept going, I'd be happy. I'd be happy for it to keep going. You know, one thing that was missing in the slate was Green Arrow. Yeah, true. Make a Green Arrow and Black Canary TV show. Well, actually, no, that'd be a bit too close to Arrow. Damian Wayne kind of reminds me of a young Kevin from Ben 10, even a teen Kevin. Kind of. But Damian Wayne has this sense of entitlement that I don't like. What about the first Suicide Squad? Yeah, that's the thing, though. The way these movies messed up, I don't really blame it on the directors, really. Because the editing company was the one who destroyed the first Suicide Squad film. I know David Ayer wanted to do a different version of that film. Green Arrow was one of the early JLA members. He joined only 1 year after the Justice League debut. Yeah, Green Arrow is a big part of DC. And he was another one who was missing in like the DCAU with Justice League War, Justice League Throne of Atlantis, Justice League versus Teen Titans. He was one who was missing in that as well. But then again, the Arrow TV show was going on, so maybe they didn't want to do Green Arrow and Black Canary. Have you seen Green Lantern First Flight? I have, I believe so. I can't remember much of it, but I remember that it was pretty good. What's my favorite Green Lantern comic? Did I read one? You know what? I read the first arc of the Rebirth series. You know, DC Rebirth. I wanted to get into comics then, like, because I wasn't into comics before that. But then DC Rebirth came and I was like, okay, maybe I can jump on here. And I read the first Green Arrow arc, and I thought it was very good. Dick Grayson or Tim Drake? As a character, Dick Grayson. As a Robin, Tim Drake. Because I feel like Dick Grayson is better as Nightwing than he is as Robin. If you were to say which Robin do you want, I'd say Tim Drake. But because like I said, Dick Grayson, he shines better when he's Nightwing. Which I meant Green Arrow. Yeah, the Green Arrow first arc of DC Rebirth was very good. The one where he's against the Ninth Circle, I believe it is, and Emiko turns out to be a traitor, but then not really. Yeah, that one. Would you consider a gaming series on the channel? Try Ben 10 Protective. Ben 10 again. Yes, I have considered doing gaming stuff. I've also considered the word Twitch in my mind every now and again. I do plan on doing games, but then again, it's one of those things where I don't have enough money so I can quit my job and then spend. If I did not have my full-time job, I would spend every minute of every hour doing stuff for this channel. Like I would watch 3 or 4 shows. I would watch 3 or 4 episodes of 4 different shows a day. I would do gaming. I would do live streams all the time. I would do it all if I didn't have to work a full-time job. Like the Longbow Hunters. I know the Longbow Hunters is probably the most famous Green Arrow comic of all time, but I've not watched it. I think I bought it once with the intention of reading it, but I never did. I think I've got a couple of comics down there, but they're only Batman ones so far. So yeah, with the whole DC thing, I hope none of you were people who were like, fire James Gunn because you were pissed off about the Henry Cavill situation. The Batman TV show, yes, I've said it earlier that I've watched a couple of episodes of it, but I've not seen the whole thing, and I do plan on doing a reaction series in the future. But yeah, please tell me no one here was like a fire James Gunn fanatic, because I can't stand it. I don't think that man is to blame for what happened with Henry Cavill. Here's a question: Dick Grayson with Barbara or Corey? I prefer him with Barbara as well. I prefer him with Batgirl as well. But you know who I prefer him the most with? Zatanna. Zatanna. Yes, I was a big fan of Young Justice. I haven't seen season 4, but I was a big fan of Young Justice, and I loved the idea of a relationship between Nightwing and Zatanna. I loved it. I like those like romances that can come out of nowhere, and you're thinking like, you know what, they have good chemistry. Zatanna with Constantine. In the context of Young Justice, Zatanna was amazing with Dick Grayson, but obviously Constantine wasn't in that show, and if he was, he would have been like 40 years older than her. You should do movie reactions like once in a long while and post them. I reckon it would be fun. Like seeing Nick Cage. What do you mean, seeing Nick Cage? The Batman is so underrated. Willie Wonderland. What the fuck is that? What about Young Justice? I do like Young Justice. I think season 3. I know I said in the last live stream that I like it when a show can mature with its audience. I think Young Justice did that a bit too well, if anything, because obviously in like the first couple of episodes of season 3 of Young Justice, you got cold-blooded murder going on, and then blood and gore showing. I'm like, maybe this show matured a bit too much. Did you watch Beware the Batman? I think I only watched like 10 minutes of an episode, and then I had something else to do, so I didn't watch all of it. I think this was when I was like on holiday and it was just on the TV in my hotel room or something. Dick Grayson was such a good leader, and Robin in Young Justice, definitely my favorite character. Yeah, he was incredible in Young Justice. That show is that show is incredible, and I hope it comes back for a 5th season, even though I haven't seen season 4 yet. You should. But back to Sahib Plays saying I should do movie reactions once in a while. I bought this recently, so I'm going to be watching this soon. Dick Grayson was such. I think Young Justice made a mistake with the season 2 time skip. I agree. I agree with you, Quiver. I agree. The time skips. The time skips was something I was not a fan of in that show. I don't like that you skipped 5 years and then you have to connect the dots in between. Season 2 to 3 was 2 years, and like we're missing out on such vital time with these characters. You could. The worst thing about season 2 is the time skip, and then just the flood of new characters that came in. Characters that we didn't know, we didn't have time to get used to. Like if you would have introduced like maybe 2 or 3, like Blue Beetle, Impulse, and maybe Batgirl and Robin, maybe. But when you started introducing all these different people that we didn't know, it got a bit crazy. I'm starting seeing Batman animated movies like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab. I want to watch that. I do want to watch that. You hope they do more. Dick and Barbara get together back in Time Comics after he and Zatanna break up. That's the one time I don't like Nightwing and Barbara together. Yeah, I know him and that girl are together. Well, him and Barbara are together in season 3. I just felt like you had such good potential with that relationship with Zatanna. Like they had good chemistry. You have the first kiss happen, and then you skip 5 years and they're not together. You remember the episode with him and Artemis trapped in the cave? That shows true leadership. Yes, I do remember that episode. Yeah, I do remember Young Justice as a show. It was very good. Favorite version of Dick Grayson? Yes, I do really like him. Jesse McCartney is I wouldn't say he'd be a great. I wouldn't know if he'd be an amazing live action Dick Grayson. He may be a bit too old for it, but his voice is almost perfect as Nightwing. Always intended as a teenage fling. I don't like that. I want full relationship with Charlotte. Did you ever have a favorite console like DS, Game Boy, Wii, Switch, etc.? I had my Xbox 360 for a long time. Before I had that, I had a normal Xbox. I had a PS2. I had a GameCube. I had a Wii at some point. I don't know if I had a favorite console though. I believe I've got a PS2 in my. Yep, have a look at this. PS2 right here. Yep, PS2 right here. I believe it works, but it's been in this drawer for a long time. And Wii Party, yes. My family used to play on the Wii game a lot. What's my favorite design from the new? I haven't seen it. I can't tell you that Angel of Death because I haven't seen it. Favorite Young Justice original member? Probably it's got to be Robin. It's got to be Robin Dick Grayson. Superboy is a good shout though, as well as Kid Flash. I'm not raining hate on the women there, but I just think Robin, Superboy, and Kid Flash were very good. I do love how Calder Aqualad stepped up to the role as leader. Yeah. Like I said, the time skip ruined that show kind of for me, because I feel like there's a lot of stories you could tell with the stuff that happened in those 5 years. Young Justice or Teen Titans? I'd say Young Justice, just because I was more used to that show. I was more in line with that show. It's just a personal preference. I did not like Megan. I didn't mind her in the first season. Yeah, I didn't mind Megan. Favorite Lex Luthor? I've not got much Lex Luthor to go on there. I've not got much experience with Lex Luthor to go through that question with you. Did you watch Cartoon Network back in the day? Do you have favorite shows? Amazing World of Gumball. I didn't watch Amazing World of Gumball. Regular show, no. Uncle Grandpa, no. You know what? Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry, Looney Tunes, a lot of stuff like that. Just a lot of the goofy, funny stuff. I liked Artemis and Zatanna more than Megan. Fair enough. Have you watched the animated Deathstroke Knights and Dragons? No, I have not. I like regular show. Okay. Love Red Arrow, especially the relationship. Yeah, Roy, the relationship he had with Cheshire. Once again, that was a relationship that suffered because of the 5-year time skip. Like they had a kind of relationship, a breakup, and a kid all in that 5 years, and we didn't see it. Mickey Mouse went to the Pooh, Dory Explorer, goofiness. That's hell. Disney person here, or too kiddish. Gotta love Winnie. Yep, gotta love Winnie the Pooh. My teddy is watching. Your teddy is watching. Your teddy's watching you, is it? I wish DC would make a Green Arrow game. It would be so easy. Would it be so easy? I don't know how you. Yeah, like a first-person shoot kind of game. I don't know, but who knows? Maybe with this new slate, maybe with this new direction that DC's going in under James Gunn, because he said games would be a part of the new slate. Like if games were coming out, they'd be part of the new DCU. So maybe you could get a Green Arrow series, a Green Arrow game. Favorite Spider-Man series? Ooh, it's hard to deny Spectacular Spider-Man. It's hard to deny that one. There was this weird Spider-Man show which was like 3D animated, and it went on for only like 6 or 7, 8 episodes, something like that. It went on for 6 episodes, I think. Yeah. But it's hard to deny Spectacular Spider-Man, because the storytelling was just ahead of its time for that one. Do I support football teams? No, I don't. I do not care. But if you ask my family, they would say Manchester City every single day. But me, no, I do not. 13 episodes. Is that the Spider-Man? Is that the Spider-Man show you're talking about, Quiver, or not? A Spider. Make a Green Arrow game. And what are you talking about? 13 episodes there. Is that the Spider-Man series that I'm talking about? Yeah, it ended on a cliffhanger. It did end on a cliffhanger because I believe his girlfriend at the time. Well, I think his girlfriend, but she fell off a building and then ended up in a coma, and then he gave up being Spider-Man, and then the show ended. And you're like, what? Personally, I found the DC animated movie universe to be pretty underwhelming. The ones I loved were Justice League Dark and Constantine City of Demons, mainly because of Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan is a perfect casting for Constantine. Spider-Man Homecoming will forever be my top favourite MCU movies of all time. Okay. Your top 3 favourite MCU movies of all time, fair enough. I do love Spider-Man Homecoming, but I wouldn't say it's in the top 3. Well, it's not in my top 3, I'll tell you that. What's your top 3 DC characters? Ooh, I'm looking at my DC pops over there, see if I can get any inspiration. Top 3 MCU movies. My top 3 MCU movies: Captain America: Winter Soldier, Spider-Man: No Way Home, and Infinity War. Those are my top 3. The connected CWDC and lots of good things with the latest Titans episode. The CGI was mid, but it's something cool to see. Fair enough. So you are British. How do you pronounce Constantine? Constantine. I don't say Constantine. Constantine. That's how I pronounce it. You know what? For the top 3 DC characters, this might be kind of weird for me to say, and it might be very cliche, but I like Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. I think they all have very good stories. Gotta love Endgame. No, I do love Endgame, and it's most definitely is in the top 10, maybe even top 5. I do love Endgame, but I could like, it's not a movie that is really like I could watch that all the time. Like I could, like, doesn't matter what mood I'm in, I could watch Captain America: Winter Soldier anytime I wanted, even if I'm happy, sad, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what mood I'm in. I'd always love to watch Captain America: Winter Soldier. And there are a lot of good moments. There are a lot of incredible moments in Endgame. It is an incredible movie. But if I'm thinking of movies that I could watch over and over again, it's got to be those 3 that I said. For me, it's 1 Nightwing, 2 Flash Wally West, and 3 Constantine. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's a nice selection of characters. Mine is Civil War, Infinity War, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Okay. All 3 are very good films. Have you watched Minions movie? No, I haven't watched the Minions movie. I have not watched the Minions movie. Who do I think will be the villain in Spider-Man 4? Ooh, that's an interesting one. What villains do I think there could be? What villains have we not had yet? I think Hobgoblin is a bit too close to Green Goblin, which we just had. Scorpion might be a good shout, because we teased him in Homecoming. Scorpion could be a good shout. Chainsaw Reacts did a Ben 10 classic tier list. Are you up to the challenge? Maybe at some point. I personally really like Batman, Green Arrow, and Superman. No order for preference. Sometimes Green Arrow is better, or other times Superman is better, but those 3 are definitely my favourites. That's a good 3 picks. You have come on a lot to Green Arrow since you started watching Arrow. You have come on a lot to that character. When it comes to Spider-Man, nothing beats Into the Spider-Verse. You know what? I believe when Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was coming out, I didn't have any interest in watching it, but when I did, bloody hell. My love for that film just keeps growing all the time. I think it's an incredible film. I think they should do Rhino, try and redeem him from what they did in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Hello, how are you all doing? Wonderfully great. Hope you're all doing wonderfully great. We are. That's a hell of an entrance for Edward the Giant. Yo, how are you all doing? Favorite Spider-Man stuff is the Tobey movies. The Tobey movies will always carry a special place in my heart. Chainsaw reacts on holiday and finally away after his grind on YouTube. That was just all about Chainsaw reacts there. I know he's on vacation. I've seen his updates on YouTube. We're just talking about Chainsaw reacts there. Cool. Do I ever wonder about starting Let's Plays? Yes, I do. I've said this before. I do want to, like I've said before, Edward the Giant, I said this before. If I had all the time in the world and I did not have a full-time job to go to, I would happily do Let's Plays. I would happily do that. I would spend every minute that I could on YouTube doing reactions, doing drawing videos, doing Let's Plays. I would do it all. Alas, I have a full-time job and I do not have the time to do YouTube all the time. Still confuses me. The first Spider-Man villain introduced was Vulture, but he wasn't a bad character. He's better in the animated series. Not going to spoil it. Fair enough. I think Vulture... Wasn't Vulture supposed to be the villain for, like, Tobey Maguire's 4th Spider-Man film or something? Maybe something like that. But I think Vulture was a good pick. I think he was a good fit for that film. Kysept and Chainsaw reacts. I am not in any kind of rivalry with Chainsaw reacts. Like, if we're going wrestling wise, he's Brock Lesnar. I'm Michael Cole. He would destroy me. You gotta love the guy though. He's a genuine guy. Yes, Chainsaw Reacts is a genuine guy. Why are we talking about Chainsaw Reacts now? I have no problem with it. I'd happily have a conversation with that guy. I believe I have. I have at some point in the past. I have had a conversation with him in one of his videos. So excited for Across the Spider-Verse because Miguel O'Hara is one of my favorites of all time. Yeah, and Oscar Isaac is playing him. You always write in the chat. You always write in the chat with exclamation marks. Fair enough. You do that. You do that, Edward the Giant. Go on. Go on. Bring some energy. Bring some energy to this. Because we've been going for nearly 50 minutes now, and we've only got 7 people in the chat. Let's go. We need more energy. He's definitely not better in Spider-Man the animated series. He's actually pretty underwhelming. I think Spectacular Spider-Man did a really great job with him. Yeah, fair enough. I haven't seen Vulture in the animated Spider-Man series just yet, but we'll get to him. I love your reactions. I want you and him to react to Brave and the Bold. I would react to anything with Chainsaw Reacts if it meant getting a collab out of it. But what about Blind Wave? Listen, Blind Wave might be my favorite channel on YouTube. Well, my favorite reaction channel on YouTube. And I am beyond devastated that I could not go to Star Wars Celebration in London and possibly meet them. I am devastated about that. When is the triple crossover happening? Listen, if it was my choice, it'd be happening right now. But it would have happened. It would have happened years ago. But I am little. I am small fish. I am very small fish. They are big fish. Blind Wave is 4 big fishes. Did you see the Batman and Scooby-Doo collab? Brave and the Bold, and one with the Joker and the Penguin. Yes, I have. You know what? I had that. Americans call it VHS. We just call it video. I had that when I was younger. Batman and Scooby-Doo doing a crossover with Penguin and Joker being given inflatable clowns with fake money in it by this old lady. And she turned out to be the big villain. She turned out to be the big villain above Joker and Penguin. She was an old woman laundering fake cash. I have the disc to this day. Hell. Favorite reaction channel is Sean Tank Top. The jokes are amazing. Yeah, that's the one in the bar, isn't it? The one with all of them in the bar. I got onto their channel when they were doing Game of Thrones. Mrs. Baker, the bitch. Personally, I really wasn't a fan of the Arrow series. Fair enough. They pretty much completely changed the character's personality and turned him into Batman, and even gave him a lot of Batman villains. Yes, that is true. That is true. It felt like they just wanted to do a Batman show, but then they couldn't because for some reasons, and then just gave him Batman villains. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. They did do that. Have you seen Scooby-Doo, the Reluctant Werewolf? I think I have. That's the one where Shaggy gets turned into a werewolf, isn't he? And he has to do this giant race, this crazy race. Oh, I've got an amazing reaction series that I could. Can I run this by you? A new reaction series. Type yes in the chat if you want me to. If you want me to give you my idea for a reaction series. Back in the day, they had 2 Batman and Scooby-Doo episodes. The other involved Penguin and Joker, but they weren't. They were on a forest. They were on a forest, were they? As I'm someone who frequents bars a lot, I love that energy. Fair enough. Fair enough. With the exclamation points, I believe that with the giant. Yes. Ink Tank. I've heard of it, but you have to remind me what it is. Yes. Do you want my reaction? Do you want my pitch for a reaction series? Come on, I need some yeses in the chat for me to say it. I've got one from Chris. I need more. I need more yeses. Yes, another yes from Chris. Spell it. Okay, fair enough. Kuro the Artist. The name's familiar. Kuro the Artist. The name is familiar. Does anybody remember an old cartoon show called Wacky Races? Does anybody remember that show? Dick Dastardly and Muttley. Does anyone remember that show? I do. Yes, you remember that show? Doesn't ring a bell. Oh. I only watched a couple of episodes of it. Should I watch that as a reaction series and then make a bet at the beginning of every episode which racer I think is going to win? Because I think that'd be good. To do a reaction series to that. To do a reaction series to Wacky Races and then make a bet of some kind at the beginning of every episode of who I think is going to win. We have Catch the Pigeon as well. Catch the pigeon. Catch the pigeon. Fair enough. My question is, what do I gain from the bet? Honestly, I don't know. That's what I've got to think. That's what I've got to think about. Because it'd be hard to do that, but I just like the idea of betting on a race over YouTube. In Arrow, they completely ruined one of the best couples in comic books, Green Arrow and Black Canary. Yes, they did. They did do that. AKA Dick Dastardly and Flying Muttley and their flying machines, yep. I remember as far back as baby TV watching butterflies on the screen and running around the TV. I can't remember far before that. My age limits me to those shows. Do that. Fine. That's okay. Can you guess my age based off my comments about shows and movies? Bloody hell. I don't want to. I don't want to offend you if I'm wrong. I wish they had not killed off Shadow in season 2. She was the mother of Oliver's son in the comics and badass Yakuza member. Yes, there are a lot of things they screwed up in that show. 14. You're 14. No, you're not 14, Chris. Don't listen to Quiver. If you remember, okay, Chris. If you remember, okay, maybe. No, because you didn't say Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf. So you're old enough to watch Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf. I'm going to imagine you're around my age. So I'm going to go 20. This is not my age, but I'm imagining 29. Chris, are you 29? How would you feel about Ultimate Way Big? Once again, Ben 10. If you are curious if Steve Blum returns to voice characters he voiced in Ben 10, he does return. 17. Bloody hell, Chris. 17. Okay, I was very off. Quiver was a lot closer than I was. Holy shit! I didn't think. You're very deceiving when you were talking about have I watched Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, because that is an old movie. That is an old movie. You deceived me with that one, Chris. Steve Blum will return in Omniverse. Good, fair enough. Overnight doesn't exist. None of those elements exist. We do not know. Nor does Kysept. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that because I haven't seen a past Alien Force. Hot takes. Batman Brave and the Bold is the second best Batman animation. I'm guessing Kevin Conroy one might be a first. I'm guessing because that seems to be everyone's first. Yeah, a big Scooby-Doo, Ben 10, and Spider-Man fan. I've seen everything with those shows. Good on you. Good on you. Fun fact, I'm going to a Comic-Con in the middle of next month, and guess who is going to be there? Tara Strong herself. I'm going to get a Ben 10 autograph. Yes, Overnight Ascension. I saw your question the first time. We need a Ben 10 Scooby-Doo crossover. You know what? Fair enough. I'd take that. We need a lot of crossovers in life, but we're not going to get them all. Thank you for looking up the correct episode order for Batman the Animated Series. Listen, I just watched it in the way that the website I watched them on gave them to me, and I'm not going to disclose that website. I just watched them in the order that that website gives them to me. That was the production order. Yeah, fair enough. Quick question: Are there any people here who watch professional wrestling? I just want to run something by you for a second. If there's anyone out there. Have I seen the Mario Bros. Movie? I have never cared about Mario in my life, except when Sonic is beating him. I'm a Sonic person, not a Mario person. Edward the Giant doesn't watch wrestling. Is there anybody who does? I don't think Demon Arshan is here because I know Demon Arshan watches wrestling. You should also get an autograph by Tara Batgirl. Listen, I only have so much money. I cannot get multiple autographs off her. I think if I'm going to get one autograph off her, it's got to be for Ben 10. It's got to be for Ben 10. I used to watch WWE and the Carly had the best in show. Great Carly. He's talking about Great Carly there. I think you need to revisit some stuff. You need to revisit some stuff there. Sad. But yeah, I did a drawing last weekend and I'm going to get it. I'm going to improve on it and then take it. Because the wrestler that I drew, he's going to a Comic-Con later this month that I'm going to. And I'm going to get him to sign it. So that's what I drew. That was the drawing I did. I'm going to improve on it a bit in Photoshop and I'm going to get him to sign it. So yeah, a wrestler by the name of Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson. For anyone who wants to know. Who's winning the fight? 10-year-old Ben or Spider-Man? Spider-Man is winning. Spider-Man is winning. Spider-Man wins that show. Safi. Yo, it's Tyler, I think. I think that's you, Tyler. I think I'm right. I'm pretty sure it's you, Tyler. It is. It is. It's Tyler. We've been here over an hour, and 8 people is the peak for this. Oh well, 7. Someone just left. You should see Ben's and classic shorts if you haven't. I haven't. Regarding the new DC projects, I'm excited we're actually getting a live action Booster Gold. Yeah, getting a live action Booster Gold is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. That was a fast response. Listen, Chris lives in this very same city that I have, so it makes sense that his responses will be faster than most people's. Yes. I was planning on staying on for only an hour, but I feel like we need more. We need more conversation. Let's keep conversation going. Do I play chess? I think everyone has played chess at some point. I don't play it professionally, if that's what you mean. Plumbers or shield agents? Oh. You know what? That's a surprisingly hard question. Because I don't think I'd want Nick Fury as my boss. But I don't know who the boss of the plumbers is. Hi, Reese. I think I'm going to actually rewatch the Scooby-Doo Batman collab now. Do that, Chris. Can't say if the boss of the plumbers is. Spoiler, I believe. I know. Spoilers, I believe. Okay, yeah, that's spoilers. Aren't like 50% of shield agents secretly in a Nazi club, though? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, true. That is very true. Unrelated question: who is your favorite Riddler? My favorite all-time depiction of Riddler Is Batman is from Batman the Arkham games? Yeah, that's a very good one. That's a very good Riddler. You know who I think would be an incredible Riddler, and he's played Riddler before, but only once. I feel like he deserves to be even a live-action Riddler. Is Matthew Gray Goobler. He played the voice of the Riddler in the Suicide Squad, well, the Batman Assault on Arkham film, which was a Suicide Squad film. But he played the voice of Riddler there. I think he would be an incredible, impeccable Riddler in live action. If you've seen Criminal Minds, you know he's like Riddler. He's a good Riddler in real life. What about Ludo? As far as I'm concerned, Max is the boss of the plumbers. I would work for Max, I think. Edward isn't that revealed in Omniverse? Kysept hasn't seen it yet. Okay. I could be wrong. I'm not spoiling. Well, if you want to choose the plumbers, I do have a club. Of course, Quiver making the little jokes. Matthew is very good at those kind of characters. He is. If you've seen Criminal Minds, you know he's like he's a Riddler in real life. I mean, Tyler's you've got your own conversation going on with my community right here. What's going on? Would I rather have spider powers or the Omnitrix? Maybe. Oh, I don't know. I actually don't love him as Riddler. That was actually supposed to be the same Riddler as the Arkham games, as that movie's set in that universe. I know it's supposed to be set in that universe, and I don't know why. I don't know why they didn't get the one from the Arkham games, but I like the idea of Matthew Gray Goobler being the Riddler. Technically, I could have spider powers with the Omnitrix. Yes, you could, because you could be Spider Monkey. Yes, you could. Peppa Pig with the Thanos gauntlet. What do you mean? Or Thanos with Daddy Pig on? Which wins? What do you mean? Permanent spider powers as a human. Fair enough. The Omnitrix can also scan mutant DNA, so it could scan Spider. Why not? Why not? Yeah, the Omnitrix can also scan Superman's DNA, and he can become Superman. Fair enough. She could put any alien not from Ben 10 universe into the Omnitrix. Which would you pick? I just said Superman. Superman powers. Yeah, Spider-Man is human. There is no alien DNA to scan. That is also true. That's why Ben 10 can defeat Goku, because he can scan Goku and become Ultimate Goku. Max versus Nick Fury, who wins? Ooh, I'm still going to say Nick Fury. Spider-Man has mutant DNA. That is true. That is true. That has been documented in other things besides the animated universe, apparently. He was bitten by a spider and changes DNA. That's mutation. Yeah, that is true. It could cure. Yeah, it could cure. It could cure Spider-Man, possibly. What's the view of Disney and their hate and loss of revenue, like people hating Mandalorian now, etc.? Disney is holding back a lot and needs to sell its industries. It needs to sell off its industries. Okay, fair enough. I know what you mean, Chris. Kind of hard to talk about without spoiling the animated series. Well, never mind. They made it clear in Ultimate Spider-Man, I think. To be honest, Chris, you'd technically spoil it. I'm gonna lie. I don't mind. I don't really care. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend playing a game, Spider-Man Edge of Time. I have played Spider-Man Edge of Time. I don't recall liking that game when you play as Spider-Man 2099. I don't really like that game. Yeah, Shattered Dimensions is better. Shattered Dimensions was a very good game. I really think Season 2 should have used Alien X to kill the hybrids instead of giving the Omnitrix random new powers. It wasn't especially random because they established that in Season 1 that it can repair damaged DNA. So it wasn't really giving the Omnitrix random powers because it was something they established in Season 1. Web of Shadows is an incredible Spider-Man game. I always loved the premise of Web of Shadows, like the city being overrun by these symbiote zombies. I loved it. Why didn't I like Edge of Time? I don't know. I can't remember. I just feel like all I remember is the feeling of getting to the end of that game and not feeling satisfied. Like the reveal of the final boss was like incredibly easy and predictable. I just didn't feel like incredibly satisfied with that game. Yeah, I know it feels like a weird thing to establish when you've got another alien you established that you're just going to bench. I am also not a fan of them only using Alien X once. So yeah, maybe Alien X could have done it, but then again, what's the Alien X has established itself to have a high cost. And I almost appreciate that they didn't. That once you knew that cost, they never went back to it. Yeah, when's brother the Omnitrix cured him yet? Never played Edge of Time or Shattered Dimensions. Shattered Dimensions is very good. Shattered Dimensions is pretty good. It's almost like Spider-Verse. Well, it is Spider-Verse, but not with Miles or Gwen or anything like that. Just play the game. Amazing Spider-Man 2 game was underrated. I never played that one. Edge of Time has a good voice acting, but it's pretty mind-numbing button mashing. Fair enough. Have you seen the Flashpoint movie? Yes, I have. It's cool that Spider-Man 29 is voiced by Christopher Daniel Barnes, who voiced Spider-Man in TAS. Yeah, very good. It truly shows his maturity. Kid Ben would have abused the heck out of Alien X. Yeah, Ben would have abused Alien X's powers if it was without its cost. Who's my favorite? Who's also my favorite Spider-Man voice? Are you asking yourself that question, Tyler? Who was the one who voiced him in Spectacular Spider-Man? I think he was a very good Spider-Man. Reaction, they were hyped. I was there confused. Be right back. I kind of liked the Spectacular Spider-Man voice actor, but maybe I'm just biased. It is okay to be biased about that, because Spectacular Spider-Man is god tier. Don't worry, without spoiling anything, Alien X gets some crazy lore and feats, especially in Omniverse when you get to it. Fair enough. Who's faster, Flash, Superman, Hermes, or Accelerate? I mean, Hermes is supposed to be the god of speed, so I imagine it's supposed to be him. When you start Ultimate Alien, don't forget about Heroes United crossover with Generator X. I do know about that. And by the way, did you watch Generator X? No, I didn't, and I plan to. Josh Keaton. Josh Keaton voices, yeah. I don't know if you collect Funko sodas, but they recently made a Kid Ben one with Heat Blast Chase. I don't. Josh Keaton, he also voiced Peter in Edge of Time. Yep. I still hear his voice when I'm reading Spider. Yep. Josh Keaton is. Wait, Josh Keaton is faster than Flash. What do you mean? Aliens can get faster than Accelerate, but that's another story for Kysept to get hyped up about. Fair enough. Fair enough. Technically, Alien X could be faster than Accelerate. He could be. But can you convince those two godlike beings inside Alien X to do that for you? Probably not. I think Flash is faster than Hermes. Okay. Fair enough. What do you plan on doing today? Well, considering it's 17 minutes past midnight, I plan on going to sleep soon. Have you ever watched Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad is not a show for me. It's very slow paced, incredibly slow paced. Like, I remember just getting bored with it. My parents watch it, not for me. Do you prefer the idea of Omnitrix being created as a tool for universal peace, or as extinct species reviver? I like the idea of it being a reviver for me. Have you seen Green Lantern the animated series? No, but I want to. I suppose I didn't watch it at the time it was coming out because I wasn't a fan of that style of animation, really. It was cancelled because of the negative reception of the live action film. That film had a lot of ramifications, had a lot of consequences that destroyed DC in many ways. Work push stream late. Cowboys or pirates? What do you? I suppose cowboys. I suppose I can't stand being on the sea. when he uploaded Spider-Man Season 2. After I record it, preferably. Cool Thing Entertainment is crazy. Yes, it is. What is your favourite Omnitrix design so far? Prototype, Recalibrated, or Ultimatrix? I do like the Ultimatrix. I do like the Prototype. If I'm going to rank it, I'd say Ultimatrix, Prototype, and then the Recalibrated from best to worst. I recommend watching that before Young Justice Season 4 because they're actually connected. Okay, what was that? Oh, the Green Lantern animated series. Okay, fair enough. Did you have a favourite subject in school? Either art or PE, because it got me out of the classroom. But I did like art. I do like the to walk in other shoes explanation. Asmuth gives is kind of beautiful. I think it really is. Favorite Nicktoon? I don't remember a lot of Nicktoons. I don't remember a lot of them. Recalibrated looks more like a real watch. The Prototype and the Ultimatrix just looks so bulky. I don't mind it being bulky. I don't mind. that could sound weird. I don't mind the idea of this device looking a bit less like a watch than it should. When are you starting with me? Tyler, why are you asking me that question? Did we even have Nickelodeon in the UK? I don't remember. Yes, we did. We did have Nickelodeon in the UK, but I don't remember a lot of stuff that was on it because I was too busy watching Cartoon Network or Boomerang. Remember Boomerang? Do you prefer the silhouettes for the Omnitrix from the original series or the holograms? I like the holograms myself. I'm not using. Maybe it's a thing now. Am I supposed to know? No, I suppose you're not supposed to know, but one thing you should know, Tyler, is I hate it when people constantly nag me like, when are you starting Alien Ben 10 again? I kill everyone who says that to me. Tom and Jerry, big question. Do you go for cheese or chase a mouse? Should I do a Tom and Jerry reaction series? I'd love to do that. What did you see in Cartoon Network? Ooh, there was a lot of Cartoon Network stuff that I remember liking. I had Ultimatrix toy. It took up most of my arm as a kid. Yeah, it would. Did you watch Rick and Morty? No, I did not. I did not watch Rick and Morty. I don't watch Rick and Morty, really. Should just upload it, but it's actually a different show to piss off those people pestering Rod and Alien. Yo, that's it. You're on my wavelength there, Reese. Yeah, I got that joke. I got that joke from Chris. I did get the joke from Chris about taking up most of his arm. You caught with Mandalorian? Funny that you should ask that. I watched the first episode of season 3 today. I plan on watching episode 2 tomorrow. I plan on watching an episode a day for the next week. But I watched episode 1 today. The video is still up on. The video is still waiting to be exported right here on this very computer. Like I finished editing it like 10 minutes before I came onto this live stream. So I've only seen episode 1 of season 3. I don't know about you, but for me, my favorite movie, Peter Parker, is Peter B. Parker from Spider-Verse. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. might just as well post reactions. So what are you talking about? Are you talking about Mandalorian there? I don't know. I have some thoughts when I finish season 3. Fair enough. I have a question for you. People. There is only 8 of you here, but I'm going to ask this question. Should I make this live stream thing where chatting to you all, should I make it kind of a weekly thing? Should I make it a weekly thing, like every Saturday? Every Saturday that I can, should I try and get on live and just chat with you for about an hour? We've gone over time already for this one because we didn't have much conversation going on. Chris and Tyler are down for it. Anyone else? You should troll and upload Garfield or Looney Tunes and give a taste of people's own medicine of spamming me. If there's any chat about Ben 10 on there, fair enough. Fair enough, Tyler. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but have I seen Clone Wars and Rebels? I have seen both, and I will say they are amazing. Clone Wars and Rebels are so good. I have autographs from people in both shows. Though 11 o'clock is late, but sleep as well. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. Quiver, you asked my favorite color. What do you think it is? Favorite color is green, of course. My channel, the color scheme for my channel is mostly green. By the way, next time I'm in chat, my name will be changed. Recently changed my name to Violet. I forgot to change my channel name. Go for it. The stream kind of lags, but the conversation is fun. I hope so. I want to build this community. I want to be able to go in a chat and there's like 10,000 people there. Although it would probably exhaust me. How did you get the name Kysept? Originally, my channel name, because when I first started this channel, I did not plan on it becoming a reaction channel. I didn't even plan on revealing my face. I never planned on revealing my face on YouTube. I planned on it just being a drawing channel where I can do my drawings and stuff. That's all I planned on. So originally, my channel name was supposed to be Concept, as in concept art, with concepts with a K. But then I remember watching this random video one day and seeing like a live chat going on it, and there was someone already called Concept, and I was like, okay, well I can't have that. And I thought, you know what, my name is Kysept. Why not? I just went with Kysept, and then KA is my initials. So that's how Kysept came about. No lag on my end. Yeah, there's not going to be any lag on your end, Tyler, because you're in the same city as me. We're talking to people who are in different countries here. Have you ever thought about streaming games? Once again, yes, I have thought about streaming games. But I will say for the third time in this stream, if I did not have a full-time job, I would happily do streaming. I would love to do streaming games. I would love to watch reaction channels all day. I would love to record reactions all day. I would do it all if I had the time. Who's my favourite live-action Batman? For me, I'd have to go with Pattinson. For Bale, I really thought he played Bruce Wayne really good. I honestly don't even like his Batman. Well, okay, fair enough. Michael Keaton, while very enjoyable, I never thought he was an amazing Batman. And that's coming from someone who grew up with him. Fair enough. Favourite live-action Batman? I'd have to say Pattinson. I really love the Batman film. I'd say Pattinson is very good at it. Have you ever seen Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase? That was my shit when I was younger. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. Oh, yes. There was a lot of Scooby-Doo movies that I watched as a kid. Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo the Monster in Mexico, the vampire one that was set in Australia. Ben Affleck did have a lot of potential to be an incredible Batman, but once again, executives screwed around and actors got pissed off, and alas, we are left without we didn't get the Henry Cavill Superman that we needed. We didn't get the Ben Affleck Batman that we needed. So, yeah, Tyler did watch the Batman with me. Tyler, you did watch the Batman with us. Bale looks perfect for Bruce Wayne. Yeah, he was. They made a Return to Zombie Island movie. I did not watch that. Straight to DVD Scooby-Doo films were so good. Yes, they were. Cyber Chase, Zombie Island, Monster in Mexico. They were very good. They were all very good. The Witch's Ghost also with Ben Affleck's batsuit. What's New Scooby-Doo was the shit. That theme song is iconic. Goblin King was so good. That 10 years when James Gunn's DC multiverse we'll probably see Henry and Affleck again. I would love. I am so down. I am so down for what James Gunn is planning to do with DC. I would happily do an entire stream just talking about, like, we're only talking DC here. I mean, we got that a bit earlier on, but I feel like the conversation just went in all directions after that. I would happily talk about what we plan on doing with DC, what James Gunn plans on doing with DC. I wasn't a fan of him fighting Deathstroke because he's in the Titans arc enemy. He's the Titans arch enemy, and more specifically Nightwing's arch enemy. I also hated that Dick Grayson was Robin that died in that universe. Yeah. I mean, I don't recall them ever saying that it was Dick Grayson. It could have been the Jason Todd one. It could have been Jason Todd. I'm so down to watch a Swamp Thing movie. Same. If they play it right, they could overtake Marvel. The thing that really gets me, that I'm like, this could overtake Marvel, is the fact that they're including their animation, including their TV shows, including their gaming. They're including all of it, and it has the potential to overtake the MCU if they do it right. Snyder said it was Dick. Okay, fair enough. Dick Grayson died in the Snyderverse. The Snyderverse had a lot of problems, and ultimately it just backed itself into a corner. It's like, well, you did Doomsday and the Death of Superman in BVS, so now you've backed yourself into a corner. That means you can't do that for a Superman sequel. I mean, they never ended up making a Superman sequel, but when I saw that, I was like saying, well, now you can't do Doomsday or the Death of Superman for like a Spider-Man, a Superman 2 or a Superman 3, so you can't do that now. And once again, they're saying it was Dick Grayson that was dead in the DCU. Well, it means you can't do Nightwing then. So you can't really do much when you back yourself into a corner like that. I mean, if you said it was Jason Todd, at least you're leaving the option open there to Nightwing coming in and to Red Hood coming in. You could have left that. You could have left that open, but you didn't. Chris is out. Goodbye, Chris. It's been a pleasure. Mystery Incorporated, and I'm seeing on Chainsaw Reacts. It's great if I rate it. You got to think that they'll have Batman and Superman on screen at a point when Marvel don't have their main Avengers before. Yep. I said this to you know what? York, my friend, he's been on my channel many times. I remember saying this to him in a conversation so long ago that I foresaw a downgrade. I foresaw the MCU losing its quality after Endgame. And lo and behold, here it is. Phase 4 hasn't lived up to phases 1 through 3. Phase 5 is off to a kind of rocky start because I know Ant-Man and the Wasp didn't do that well at the box office. So I know that phases 4 and 5 are on shaky ground right now. So I know the MCU is a bit shaky right now, but here DC is coming out with their slate of what they want to do. And I'm excited because I think DC deserves its time in the sun. It deserves its time to shine. And now here it comes. Respect to Derek J. Wyatt, who passed away. R.I.P. It sucks we don't have HBO Max. Apparently all 4 Ben 10 shows are on it. Fair enough. Bye, Chris. Yeah, bye, Chris. It was one of the most popular cartoons on the platform. Dwayne McDuff and Derek J. Wyatt. The GOATs. I really want to see a Deathstroke movie. He's one of the few villains who can hold a solo movie. True. Ultimately, I didn't think Zack Snyder really understood the character of Superman. I think I remember reading somewhere that he didn't want to make a Superman movie, but he came on because he said, I want to do a DC movie, and they gave him Superman. Dwayne McDuff is the GOAT. He's a mostly healthy hero, and one will never give up on us. Yep. Talk about Superman there. Zack Snyder was a much better choice for Batman than he was for Superman. But once again, we didn't get our time with them that we should have. I'm more just bothered about separate characters, Spidey, Sam, and Bucky, Daredevil, than the MCU as a whole now. Yeah, fair enough. R.I.P. Ben 10. It's Ben 10 fans who finished the show a decade ago are waiting for the 6th series. You're not getting it, bro. I really want a Ben 10 series for a teen adult audience. Most of the people who watch Ben 10 are adults now. Yeah. And yet he made Batman an unhinged murderer. Yeah, that was a problem. That was a problem with Batman v Superman. Zack Snyder isn't. I will never say Zack Snyder is a bad director, but he needs the right project, and that's exactly what Reese is saying. Yeah, he needs the right projects. He needs the right projects and the right characters, but I will never say that Zack Snyder is a bad director. Never. I think Zack Snyder was really dope action scene. Listen, I will say this right now. In the terms of directors in the world, I don't think there is a single director who is better than Zack Snyder at action scenes. If you're doing big-scale action scenes or small martial arts, well, not martial arts, but MMA fight scenes, Zack Snyder is probably the best one there is. An Adult Swim Ben 10 show would go so hard. Yes, it would. It would. But I will say that the warehouse scene is one of the best. Yes, exactly. The warehouse Batfleck fight scene was so good. It's probably the best Batman action scene in live action today, ever. I wouldn't be surprised if HBO Max makes a Ben 10 series. You know what? Start that petition, Tyler. Start that petition for yourself. Get Ben 10 back on the mainstream. Send HBO Max a strongly worded letter. Favorite version of Batman? Mine is Arkham. Okay. Your favorite version of Batman is the Arkham version. Fair enough. Have I been on Twitter lately? No, I haven't. Well, I think I was on it earlier today. If you're talking like in the last the last few hours, though, no. There's been a Ben 10 boom. Oh no. Oh no. I would personally like to take credit for that Ben 10 boom. What do we mean by a Ben 10 boom? Has everyone just started tweeting about Ben 10? DCAU Batman is the GOAT. Yep, true. He signed best in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. You know, if they do a continuation from the Omniverse, I will die of happiness. Okay. Question, Tyler. What if they just made a complete reboot of Ben 10? Like, same premise of everything, but they just told the story all over again. We have to like yourself, Chainsaw and Blackwave plus all the pure name tanks have been Ben 10 videos. Really boasted the fan base again. I am happy. I am happy. I am happy to be part of this Ben 10 boom. It's just not my. It already happened, but ruined it. Let's see, ruined it. So lame. It's just not my Ben 10. Kuro the artist is a goatman. Animated continuation, live action reboot would be ideal. Okay. Listen, if me and four other YouTubers can somehow get a Ben 10 boom going again, I will happily take credit. Yeah, I know about the reboot, but I'm talking like, you know, just like a reboot with all like, because storytelling today is so much more sophisticated than it was back then. Like, I think Ben 10, quite a lot of Ben 10 was maybe ahead of its time back then. But if you could do it again today with like proper sophisticated storytelling, like they're doing some animes and stuff, would that be something we'd watch? I will say that for the Ben 10 reboot, something that was significantly better than the original series was the relationship between Ben and Gwen. They have a great relationship there. Ben and Gwen in the OG series gets quite annoying with the constant arguing. That's why I loved Alien Force so much. I loved the relationship that the trio had with each other. In the reboot, they are more like friends. Okay. The Inkton carried most of the boom because he put something about Ben 10 movement in his community post. Ben 10 was ahead of its time. It had lore, deep lore for a cartoon back then. That was great. Alien species, whole world building, all for a cartoon was great. That's what I'm saying. Like storytelling and world building and all that kind of stuff and character work. It's so much more sophisticated nowadays than it was back then. I just wonder if a Ben 10 reboot now, how would that look? Oh yeah, Reese. I'm not saying like yes, you have got to have them as kids arguing with each other, and yes, you have got to have like when they grow up, it's much better when they're on good terms now. I do like it. I like both aspects of the relationship. Another reboot if it was aimed at an older audience. I wouldn't say too old though. I wouldn't say like an audience that is into like. I don't want to see like cold-blooded murder and gore in a Ben 10 show. I don't want that. I genuinely think you could really easily slot Ben 10 into the DCU. Both WB as well. Yeah. But I would prefer a series of Ben becoming Ben 10,000, having to deal with hero stuff and family stuff, etc. Yeah. If you could finish Ben 10 in the far future, would you read 5? The current canon considered storytelling for Ben 10 widely accepted by most Ben 10 fans who've been waiting for so long. Maybe. Do you like Alien Force Azimuth more or original series Azimuth? To be honest, I didn't really see much of a difference in between them. I didn't, because obviously in the classic series, he was in the original series, he was only in it for one episode, and that was like the last episode of Secret of the Omnitrix. So there wasn't really much different. We didn't really have much time with him to tell the difference between Alien Force and original series Azimuth. I think the Young Justice tone is perfect for Ben 10. If you're talking season 1 and season 2 of Young Justice, then I agree with you. I don't think season 3 and 4 Young Justice is right for Ben 10, really. Something just like Alien Force, but Ben's older. Yeah. PG-12 except for when Wrath shows up and you just haven't seen the most outrageous stuff. Yeah. Just a darker tone, doesn't need blood, gore, or anything, just good storytelling an adult can enjoy. Yeah. Did I not see Ben 10 destroy aliens? Yes, I did see Ben 10 destroy all aliens. Oh, yeah, it's getting late. Got to go. It's late, boys. Yes, it is late. It's 14 minutes to 1 o'clock in the morning here. It was based off Hulk Hogan, Wolverine, and a Tiger. Yeah, I can see that. Goodbye, Sahib. Goodbye, Sahib, please. I actually think that the Young Justice formula works perfectly well on Ben 10. Imagine a new show starting with Ben at the end of Omniverse, and each season has a time skip until it becomes Ben 10,000. I don't like time skips, really. I don't like time skips in shows. What Ben 10 spin-off would I like to see? I'd watch a mini-series about the plumber's kids, the plumber's helpers. You know, Manny, Pierce, Helen, and Alan. I'd watch that. I want to see a 20-year-old Ben with master control. Yeah. Ken 10. Ken 10. Go on, Ken 10. I think there was supposed to be a Gwen spin-off. I would have watched that. I would have watched that Gwen spin-off. What about the time? That's kind of different. That's kind of different between original and Alien Force because they're like two different shows. And they finished off the story. They finished off the story of the classic series. Well, mostly. They pretty much finished off the story of the classic series, and then they went into Alien Force. But with Young Justice, it felt like we didn't finish off the story in season 1 before we skipped 5 years, and we're still doing the same stuff. What about a series about Grandpa Max says Prime? Yeah, fair enough. I think Gwen and Kevin could carry their own show. I don't know where that leaves Ben though. Like if you had Gwen and Kevin leave Ben, a show without them and just Ben on his own would be kind of boring. Yeah. What's it? A what if style Ben 10 show narrated by Paradox would be amazing. Yeah, true. Not really a big fan of the idea, but a Ben 10 spin-off I want Ben in it. Yeah, that's fair enough. But what Ben 10 characters deserve their own spin-off? Like I said, the Plumber's Kids would be a good one. I wish we could have seen Robin becoming Nightwing instead of skipping the cool part. I agree. I think Young Justice could have been like a 10-season show if it would have just not had those time skips. Well, I mean, also because the show didn't make enough money and they cancelled it. But I have an idea for a spin-off, but it's a spin-off of an Omniverse character, so I can't really say it. Fair enough, Tyler, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, or at least have flashbacks of throughout season 2 of the time skip. Yeah. Because it did feel like when you started up again with season 2 of Young Justice, you had to like really adjust like where your brain is at. Like, okay, out of the 8 members of the team at the end of season 1, only 3 of them are still on that team. 2 of them have retired. 2 of them are on the Justice League now. One's gone undercover in the in Black Manta's organization. Yeah, it's just weird. Have you seen Young Justice tie-in comics? I really recommend them because they really fish out the work and also have more with Barbara and Dick. Yeah, maybe. Possibly. I haven't seen them. I haven't read them, but maybe I will at some point. What do I think of Big Chill having babies? Oh my god! I believe that is still I wouldn't say it was a bad episode, but in terms of my ranking for episodes in season 2, that was at the bottom of the list. Nightwing and Barbara or Nightwing and Starfire? Nightwing and Barbara. Favorite sidekick of DC? Mine is Robin. He is the best one. Ben is opposed to child and teen pregnancy. Bloody hell. For a lot, that's a fan favorite episode. I really loved it. Listen, I would not say I will never say it's a bad episode. I was just really confused throughout the whole. I was just really confused throughout that whole thing that was going on. And who knows, maybe if I did re-rank those episodes, maybe it would be higher. But I don't think I'm going to. It raises so many questions about his transformations. Yeah. I'm glad Ben has Chroma Stone again. Yeah. I don't really understand the need of him having Chroma Stone and Diamond Head at the same time, though, because I feel like they're very close to each other. Green Arrow and Speedy were created to fill in for Batman and Robin for a period where DC couldn't use them. I can definitely see that. Look no further than the show Arrow. I don't have to point that out to you, Quiver. The power's entirely different. Yeah, Arrow did just become Batman's show for a while, didn't they? They had an Arrow signal, no joke. Once again, I believe it. I believe it all. They put him in Smallville because they wanted to use Batman. Yeah, once again, I believe it. Hopefully, you're not too far away from getting your Green Arrow movie or a Green Arrow and Black Canary movie. Maybe. They shot it onto the sky and probably hit someone that would hopefully the Green Arrow would see it and come to help. Probably already been asked, but do you have a favorite DC character? It's generic as hell, but I'm going to say Batman. It's generic as hell, but I'll take it. I think the next live stream that I do is going to be like more strictly DC related because I do love talking DC, especially all the stuff that's going on right now with it. But in fact, Galvan species and Brainstorm species kind of hit each other. Wow, fair enough. I mean, they are similar. Well, I wouldn't say they're completely similar to each other, but they're both intelligent. They're supposed to be intelligent, which I do feel like sometimes sometimes Brainstorm is like the fill-in for Grey Matter when Classic went to Alien Force. Man, Superman, nothing wrong with liking the classics, man. I had kind of Brainstorm species gave themselves a long name to sound smarter than the Galvans. Fun fact: Green Arrow is famous for his delicious chili. Arrow made one reference to it, but it's a constant joke in the comics. Fair enough. Fair enough. Arrow felt so ashamed of the earlier aspects of Green Arrow. Yes, that was most prevalent in Season 4. In Season 4 of Arrow, they tried to go the more light-hearted route, and it terribly blew up in their faces. It's fair enough, your catchphrase. Should it be? Which show is better, Arrow or The Flash? Listen, I did not carry on with The Flash after Crisis on Infinite Earth, so I'm not sure. But I think Arrow had a lot more better seasons than Flash did. From what I saw. Because I really liked Season 1 is incredible. I really like Season 2. The first half of Season 3 is amazing. Season 4, well, the second half of Season 3 is kind of boring. Season 4 is terrible. Season 5 is amazing. Season 6 has its highs and lows. First half of Season 7 is great, and Season 8 is great. So I think Arrow had a lot more high points than Flash did, for me anyway. Fair enough. Which fair enough merch. Fair enough merch when. Should that be a thing? Should that be a thing? Fair enough. Another fun fact: Green Arrow and Green Lantern are best friends. I know that. I've seen that before. Controversial question: how do you feel about Odyssey? I liked it in season 2 when it was when it was hinted at. When it became a thing, it lost its shine quickly. Because I remember shipping them in season 1 and 2. I'm thinking like they would be a good couple together, but when it actually happened and Felicity became a whiny little bitch, then yeah, it kind of lost its shine. And after they got back together, I just didn't care. I was like, oh, fine. Yeah, he's buried in the comics, but it's him and Hal that are friends. Yeah, well, they didn't have Hal Jordan in the Arrowverse. I feel like with Odyssey, they tried with Oliver and Laurel. Well, actually, I wouldn't say they did, but it felt like I feel like the idea of them being together was there for a second. They thought no, and then the creators of the show thought no, that's too obvious, and then they made us hate Laurel for a while, and then they had him go with Felicity, who we liked, and then Felicity became annoying, and they were building up Laurel again, but then they thought no, we'll just sack Laurel off. Reverse Flash is the best. They say they had the best villain with Reverse Flash before they overused him. Reverse Flash was an amazing villain. Deathstroke in Arrow was an amazing villain. Prometheus was an incredible villain. I think Prometheus is probably the best villain of the Arrowverse, just because they did so much with him in just one season. John Barrowman kept you through that show as a Doctor Who fan. Yeah, Merlin was a good villain as well for a while, until they overused him, I think. They had the opportunity to fix things with Black Siren, but by that time Oliver had already married Felicity. Yeah, they did. Have you seen the Constantine series? I haven't. Have I seen Peacemaker? Once again, I haven't. I do plan on watching both. I really like Malcolm Merlin from season 1. Yeah, Malcolm Merlin was a very good villain. Damien Dark was spectacular when he went to Legends of Tomorrow. He was spectacular in that show. It's probably the biggest redemption arc of it, the biggest redemption story in terms of the quality of a character I've ever seen. Which actor did I prefer for Eobard Thawne? It's got to be Tom Cavanagh. Tom Cavanagh was very good. I can't even remember the other actor's name. That's how much Tom Cavanagh left that impression on me. Tom Cavanagh was superbly much better as Reverse Flash. No disrespect to the other actor, because I think he was good. But Tom Cavanagh just outclassed him in almost every way. In fact, they had 2 chances to fix things with Dinah Drake. Yeah, I did like Dinah Drake. I did like when they brought her in, and I hate that I saw a lot of reaction channels that were against her at first, just because it was so transparent that they were just trying to fix the mistake that they made with Laurel. If we got to keep Roy for longer, they did. I wish we got to keep Roy for longer. They did him dirty. They did do Roy dirty. They did do Roy very dirty. But I feel like that was also part of the actor wanting to leave. Yes, John Wesley Shipp as Jay Garrick in Flash is the fan cast for a live action Max Tennyson. You know what? It's a lot better than the castings I saw in Alien Swarm and Race Against Time. It's a lot better. Personally, I much preferred Matt Lester as you. Okay, as you back on, mostly because it felt more like characters from the comics, also because I think Tom Cavanaugh played him way too long. I don't think that takes away from how well he played Reverse Flash, though. Yeah, I don't think that takes away from how well Tom Cavanaugh played Reverse Flash. Alien Swarm annoys you, Tyler. I think the actors who played Ben, Gwen, and Kevin were spot on. I think those actors who played them in that movie were spot on. And yes, obviously there's not a lot of transforming in that movie, but then again, it's a Cartoon Network movie with a small budget. Well, a kind of small budget. If you want to do a proper Ben 10 movie, you need a proper studio budget. To a degree, I think it did because after a point he just stopped being intimidating. Yeah, Tom Cavanaugh as reverse. You cannot deny Tom Cavanaugh as Reverse Flash in season 1, though. It is god tier playing of that character. Got to see more Green Arrow villains in Arrow. The funny part is that we got to see Green Arrow villains in Superman and Lois season 3. I haven't seen Superman and Lois, but fair enough. Oh, there it is, my catchphrase once again. My favourite thing about Alien Swarm is the song a little faster. A nice little shrug from you. Same as when the team is overused, you can always see a villain lose so much before they become a joke. Yes, that is very true. That is very true. Exception of characters like Joe. With the exception of characters like whose actions from having lasting consequences is always fresh. Joe. With the exception of characters like Joker, who lose, but actions from him always have a lasting consequence. Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. Beware that Hobgoblin was voiced by Matt Gowan. You know what? I wasn't aware of it until people started pointing it out in the comments, and I was shocked that I did not recognise him. I can't believe I did not recognise that. Favorite Arrow character outside of Oliver? Mine is Roy. Roy is very good. Diggle is also very good. Diggle is also a good one. Slade is also a very good one. Wild Dog, yeah. In the original Ben 10 series, the Omnitrix symbol is white as opposed to green. When Ben 10 is in transformation, do you know why? No, I do not know why, Tyler. Tell me. Did you like the... I know she can be a controversial character. I liked her after season 1. In season 1, she annoyed me. You know what? And in quite a bit of season 2, she annoyed me as well, but I liked her. I liked her after that. It was so badass in Arrow, and his theme was iconic. Yeah. Slade was an amazing villain. Do you know who I think was a good villain in Arrow? But I feel like not a lot of people really view him that bad, that great. I think Ricardo Diaz was a good villain. I think Ricardo Diaz was a decent villain. Lawyers have said things more than one Chicks was actually a scratch that eventually fell off. The Chicks being green was just an art style. Okay. You don't think you've made it to Ricardo Diaz? Ricardo Diaz came along in season 6. I never disliked her and all the interactions were so cute. Yeah, they were. It was just in season 1 when she had her time of being a drug addict that was kind of weird. And then when she got arrested for it, she was willing to go to prison just because she wanted to hurt Moira. I was like, wait, just to try and get back at Moira and just to try and hurt her, you're willing to go to prison for it? I thought that was just a bit weird. So, yeah, I didn't like drama queen Thea, but then when she just she was like, I'm done with everyone's shit now. I'm going to stop complaining about it. That's when Thea became all right as a character. White is actually indicating the Omnitrix is malfunction, hence why the original series Omnitrix would occasionally transform incorrectly. Got fixed in Alien Force after recalibration. Yeah, I hated Ricardo Diaz. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing for a villain. Depends what reason you hate him for. I do know what Prometheus looks like in the comics, and it is crazy. It's a crazy difference. Rich White Girl Problems Thea was such a drag. Yes, exactly. I love when Oliver does the neck breaking move. It's always badass in season 1, season 3 flashbacks, start of season 5, and the hallucinations in season 6. Yes. Yeah. I just love that Stephen Amell is such a fan of wrestling. I love that. I can't tell you how excited I was when he showed up in WWE for the first time, and then he actually eventually went on to have a match. I was so excited. Yeah, it's just an art style change. It's nice writers are trying to come up with universe reasons why, though. Also, Agent Chase is the name of Vigilante and not Prometheus. Yes, I do know that. He's Peacemaker, and he's in Peacemaker as Vigilante, and it's fun. Yeah. I do know that Agent Chase is supposed to be Prometheus, and I know that's what a lot of people were thrown off by in Arrow, because I remember Vigilante and Prometheus went head to head once in a fight, and then it turned out that Prometheus was actually Agent Chase, and they were like, wait, everyone was like, wait, what? I thought Agent Chase was supposed to be Vigilante. So I think it was a good twist. Tyler and Quiver have got their own thing going on right now. I'm just going to let them do their thing and decide whether or not anything is a spoiler. Okay. Did you ever watch Karate Kid or Cobra Kai? Yes, I did watch the Karate Kid movies, and yes, I have watched Cobra Kai. And I do. You know what? The amount of the actors I would take from Cobra Kai and cast them in the new DCU, I would do so. I'm so happy that Miguel is playing Blue Beetle. I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about that. I would take Robbie from Cobra Kai, and I would cast him as either Robin or Superboy. I would do that. You could have Peyton List, who plays Tori. Maybe she could play the new Supergirl or Batgirl. Maybe, who knows? Yes, I do know Ashley Johnson plays Ellie in The Last of Us games. I never played The Last of Us games, but that has been said to me before. Hawk's actor could be a good Jason Todd. Yes, he could. He has a good angry look in his eyes. Same with Robbie as well. The actor who plays Robbie, he could play a good Jason Todd. There are many reasons explained why the Omnitrix malfunctions and turns Ben into the wrong aliens, if that's what you mean, which I won't say. I was specifically talking about the symbol colour. Okay. You're still going on with your thing, are you? You know that Gwen's design in Alien Force Ultimate Alien is just Ben's, but with lipstick and long hair. Is it? You know what? I can kind of see, but then that makes sense because they're supposed to be. They're related. They're related. Honestly, you could have said that Ben and Gwen were twins, and I would still believe it. They play the younger well, but the depth when they're talented actors for their age, and that shows. So glad they're on WB's radar. The Blue Beetle, yeah. Good question. Do you ship Gwen and Kevin? Yes, I do ship Gwen and Kevin. I do. You need only watch my reactions to Alien Force to know how much I ship those two. Gwen and Kevin are great. Yes, they are. By the way, thoughts on the Blue Beetle trailer? I love it. I love the Blue Beetle trailer. I think that suit is probably one of, if not the most accurate comic book suits I've ever seen. It's up there with the Deadpool suit for me. It is so comics accurate, it's insane. And the fact that it's mostly real as well, except for the facial movements, which are CGI. The fact that that suit is as real as it is amazing. I have a feeling when I watch the film, though, I'm going to be kind of annoyed and have a lot of awkward moments with the family, because you got that from the trailer. The family is going to be kind of awkward and humiliating to him, but fair enough. Did you think while watching the original series that Kevin would ever be so integral to the group? No, I did not. And honest, if I'm going to be honest with myself, I still do kind of miss Kevin as a villain, but I love his role right now. I love his role with the group. But I do miss that time when he was like the anti-Ben. I do love that time. Saw some people talk about CGI, but I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why either. I don't know why people are talking about that. I see a lot of people. Well, I don't see a lot of people, but I've been hearing that a lot of people are hating on the new DC stuff. Are hating on the Blue Beetle trailer, and I just get so angry about it. Like, I remember when people were talking I remember seeing something on Instagram where let me see if I can find the picture of someone who was ranting on Instagram like the hashtag fire James Gunn stuff. And that stuff drives me up a wall. You don't understand how much that annoys me, that kind of stuff. Okay. Yeah, because they were talking about the whole Henry Cavill and James Gunn thing, like saying fire James Gunn because he got rid of Henry Cavill. It drives me up a wall, that stuff. You have no idea. So some people talk okay, yeah, the family they're not in the trailer, they may be the problem with the movie. Ben's just a third wheel for the entirety of Ultimate Alien Force, fair enough. Who would you say is the anti-Ben right now? Albedo? I mean, yes, by definition of his character, he's the anti-Ben. But now he doesn't have the Ultimatrix, so is he now? I don't know. Albedo fills Kevin's old slot pretty good, at least. I wouldn't say he fills it perfectly, but he does it well enough. I love Albedo, probably my favourite villain. He's hardly a villain, he just wants to be back in his Galvan form, but constantly gets fucked over. Meanwhile, Doctor Strange's third eye standing in the corner. People ask what the other directors they want to see, and they only have one suggestion: who rhymes with Jack. Okay. But Albedo, Dr. Animal, and Darkstar are my favourite villains. Okay? Those are all good villains. Is there anyone from the OG show you want to see in Ultimate Alien? Zombozo! I want to see Zombozo back. Original Vilgax. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the DC stuff. People were saying like fire James Gunn, he's the reason we're not getting Henry Cavill again. And talked about the whole post that Henry Cavill made when he was saying he was coming back as Superman, but then had to announce 2 months later that he wasn't. I remember sending a message. I'm gonna read you exactly what I said in that message. I'm so fucking sick of this hate. James Gunn didn't tell Cavill to make that post where he announced that he was back as Superman. That post was made before Gunn was hired as the head of DC Studios. When the next Superman movie comes out, it's going to be amazing because Gunn is by far the most experienced head of DC that Warner Brothers has had in terms of comic book knowledge, which is true. He made Guardians of the Galaxy a household name. You cannot deny that. His Suicide Squad was an incredible film. Cannot deny that. And he made a show about Peacemaker, a character that no one had ever heard of, into a household. He made that a household name and the #1 show in the world. Stop fucking whining. That is the message I sent to that guy who made that post. So that is what I said. That is where I stand on it. I'm behind James Gunn all the way in this DC stuff. I do not blame him for a second about the Henry Cavill situation. That is where I stand. Feel bad for James. People should give him a chance. Yes, they should. They absolutely should give him a chance. Because he was getting ready to come in and make his move on DC when Henry Cavill announced he was coming back, and James Gunn was like, no, that's not what I was going to do. And then he had to have the unfortunate job of saying, sorry, Henry, you're not coming back because we didn't want, that was not our plan. The Scooby-Doo movies he made. Yes, the Scooby-Doo movies. The Scooby-Doo movies. How can we ever forget those? Do I consider returning voice actors as a spoiler? No. Fair enough. That's fine. If you're talking about Steve Blum coming back as Vilgax, I'm just excited for that. Funny how you gave a well-formulated response with structured points, and all those people are just screwing about Snyder when he himself has given James his blessing. Yes, exactly. There's so much hypocrisy going on right now with DC fans. Like James Gunn has come in and said he's going to bring structure to everything, which is what people have been asking for so long. But just because Henry Cavill is not coming back and Ben Affleck are not coming back and Zack Snyder's probably not coming back, people are getting all pissed about it just because it's not those three people. And James Gunn is providing what you've been asking for so many years, and now you hashtag fire James Gunn. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Lee Gunn has been in talks with Warner Bros. Since the Suicide Squad, but he wasn't involved in the decision making until after Henry Cavill was already fired. Yeah, true. Number one alien you want to see return from the original series. Number one alien that I want to see return from the original series. I mean, Ghost Freak technically already has, so's Diamond Head. Cannonball also has. Way Big also has. Let me have a look at the Omnitrix and go through them. Diamond Head, he's back. Accelerate is a good one. Upgrade. I want to see Upgrade return. I want to see Upgrade make a return. Gunn should be given a chance. Will probably do great. He will do great, and I will miss Henry Cavill a lot. I do feel so bad for him that he didn't get his time to shine that he wanted to. But you know what? He seems that he's going to be happy doing his Warhammer stuff. So let him do that. Do I watch any other reaction channels? I do. I watch Blind Wave. I watch Chainsaw Reacts. I watch a lot of reaction channels. I watch Fandom Reactions. I watch The Normies. There's quite a few reaction channels that I watch. By the way, he said on Twitter he started the Superman Legacy script some 4-6 months ago before the announcement, and it got finished on April 18th. The movie entered pre-production recently. Yes, I did see that on Gunn's social media. I love how interactive James Gunn is with the fans on social media. You see him responding to so much stuff. I've sent him more than one question myself, asking him what he's going to be doing. He's not responded to any of them, but I love how interactive he is with the fans. I hate Algarin that Morse look in Alien Force. I don't really see much of a difference between Ship and the Mechamorph that dropped him off. I don't really see much of a difference between how they looked in the classic series. I hate that all the nonsense they say about James Gunn. I absolutely despise when you go after someone's family. I despise it so much. Like, I hate when you rain hate on an actor or a director because of things like that. Am I also excited that he's going to be directing Superman? Yes, I am. I am happy that he's going to be directing Superman because I feel like he wouldn't take this job on if he wasn't going to give it everything that he's got. He already hinted at a couple of characters already. Dick Grayson, for one, is already semi-confirmed. You know what? I'm excited. I'm so excited for what James Gunn is going to do. Because we're going to be getting the Bat family in the Brave and the Bold movie. We know that. We're going to be getting at least Damian Wayne and maybe even Nightwing. The opportunity is there for Batgirl, Tim Drake, Jason Todd. The opportunity is there. It's all there. I'm so excited for what's coming. Who do you want to be the villain for Superman Legacy? I want Lex to appear, but not as a major threat. Yeah, I don't want Lex as the main villain either. I think Brainiac is a good shout. Because they've said when talking about this film before, it's balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. And you know what? Eradicator is a good shout as well. Eradicator is a good shout. Because isn't Eradicator supposed to be like the representation of like the Kryptonian heritage and stuff like that? So that's a good shout. And you leave Lex for like maybe the second or third movie. I do kind of hate that for a lot of people, the first introduction to Robin will be Damian Wayne. Yeah, true. If there's one thing I don't like about this DCU, it's that it's not completely started from scratch, and we're not getting like the origin stories. Like people can say they don't want another Batman origin story. Listen, if you're starting off a new continuity, I feel like you need an origin story or two to go in there. Like I've done a collaboration with Busy Bron. That's my only collaboration I've done on this channel with Busy Bron, and we went for 2.5 hours. And I went for an hour and a half talking about what I want to see in a DC universe. You can go find it on this channel if you want. The upgrade has white on it in the original series, and Alien Force ship and Baz are just black and green. Yes, I do remember that. I do remember that now. Although the white could be because of Ben's shirt. Yeah, fair enough. Brainiac is too early for a first villain. I want Brainiac to be the villain. Something I really want to see in DCU is just dynamics, mainly friendships from comics like Wally West and Dick Grayson, Oliver Queen and Hal Jordan, and others. True. I want to see good interactions with each other. Have Lex pulling the strings so you can build up the lie that he's upstanding businessman for a while. The Eradicator showed up in Superman and Lois, probably won't use him. Well, like with Kingpin. Yeah, you could play Lex as a Kingpin-like character. You definitely could. Do you think if they have Barbara that she'll be Oracle or Batgirl? I'd prefer her to be Batgirl, because I at least want to see. Because then you leave the opportunity open for maybe a Killing Joke movie, which would be heartbreaking to watch, but it leaves that story open. Because that's the problem with the Snyderverse. It backed itself into a corner with a lot of the stuff that it did. Like, they confirmed that Dick Grayson was dead in that universe, so like, okay, so you're not getting any Nightwing out of that. You're not getting any death. You're not getting any death in the family because you already killed one Robin, and you're not going to kill the second one as well. But we never got to that. They backed themselves into a corner with Superman because they had Doomsday and the death of Superman in one movie, and you can't do that again. So it's best to have Barbara as Batgirl, so you leave the option for that open. Or if you're insistent on having her as Oracle, maybe you could have Stephanie Brown or Cassidy Cain as Batgirl. I think Deathstroke or Ra's al Ghul would be perfect for Brave and the Bold. Yes, they would, because Damian Wayne is being introduced to Bruce Wayne, and it would make sense that Damian's grandfather would come back for him. And with Deathstroke, I know you're just thinking of that Batman and Son movie. It would be dirty to have Oracle from the start. I want to see the Killing Joke live action. You want to see that quiver? Go for it. I'd want to see that as well, but I know I would probably cry. You know, I'm gonna pitch the saddest Batman movie you could ever imagine. Have the Killing Joke and a Death in the Family be in the same movie. You kill Jason Todd, you paralyze Barbara, all in one movie. How's that for a gut punch? Because they were both committed by the Joker. You could have the Joker as the one villain of that film. Losing Batfleck and Cavill, but I'm heartbroken about Cyborg Man. Yeah, Ray Fisher, he got done over as well. Ray Fisher got really done over as well. Questions are still up in the air about what Ezra is going to do. What they're going to do with Ezra. I think Gal Gadot and... I don't know if Gal Gadot is coming back. I know that they're not going to get rid of Jason Momoa just yet. Whether they keep him as Aquaman or they recast him as Lobo, I don't know. To be honest, never liked Batfleck as Batman. That's your opinion. That's your opinion, man. Death in the Family and Killing Joke together. I don't think Joke would live through that movie. Realistically, he wouldn't, but then again, this is comic book superhero movies, and Batman has incredible restraint, and the whole point is pushing him to his limits. But wouldn't that be a gut punch of a film? And then the next movie, you can have Barbara as Oracle, and then you can have Jason return as the Red Hood. Make it better and throw Injustice in there too. I think that might be a bit too much. Yeah, especially if it's like the third or fourth film the audience have come to love Barbara. Yeah. Still waiting on Bat Cow. You're going to be waiting for a minute there. Like, I know this is James Gunn and I know he likes those stupid characters, but you're not going to be getting a Bat Cow. Is there anyone waiting for a Batman Beyond movie? I wonder if anyone's waiting for that, because if there's anyone who's going to greenlight a project like that, it's James Gunn. You really think we might see Crypto? I believe we might see Crypto as well. I do believe we'll see Crypto. Listen, James Gunn is likely going to have the red trunks on his Superman suit in this movie. So if you can have the red trunks, you can have Crypto. Rocket, Cosmo, King Shark, Eagle, Weasel, Ratcatcher. He can't help himself. Exactly. He can't. He loves his CGI animals. I mean, look at that. His brothers played two of them. Batman Beyond, but I don't know how that connects to the actual storyline of the universe since it's in the future. You don't have to. Well, I think you can still have that. I think you can still have that movie. You don't just have. You just don't connect it to don't connect it to the the only connection you'd have to have, the only connection you might have, is maybe just having the same actor play Bruce Wayne, but with makeup on. But you don't. But you can always just use like the excuse, like this is just an alternate. This is just a future where this exists. Batman Beyond in the Keaton verse. Yeah, have Keaton be old Bruce Wayne. I don't understand. Like, I'm happy that Michael Keaton is coming back, but I don't understand why you would have Michael Keaton as the Batman in the Flash film when you could have connected it perfectly well with Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Thomas Wayne. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't do that. Why not have Jeffrey Dean Morgan play Thomas Wayne, and why bring Michael Keaton back? Ra's al Ghul is pronounced Raish. He's also supposed to be Arabic. I mean, I've always heard it as Raz. The name is Ra's al Ghul for Arabic. Arabic for the demon's head. The Arabic pronouncement is the first. For the first syllable is Raz. Character pronounced to use the Hebrew pronunciation Raish. I mean, both sound cool. Ra's al Ghul or Raish al Ghul. They both sound cool. But I've just heard Ra's al Ghul for so long that I just use that one. Yeah, weird choice. Jeffrey Dean Morgan would be insane as Thomas Wayne. He even had an absolute menace in Walking Dead. Such wasted talent. Yes, true. And then you have Lauren Cohen as well as Martha Wayne to play Joker. I would love to see a Green Arrow movie after Batman dying. I don't want to see Batman die, though. Obviously, very late in the universe, and replacing him as the rich superhero without powers. Listen, you don't have to kill Batman to do that. You can have them both do the same thing, just with vastly different tones. Green Arrow can be light-hearted, Batman serious. There's nothing saying you can't do that. It depends on the director that you get. He's called Raish in Batman the Animated Series, Young Justice, and Arkham games, every animated movie and show. I've always just heard Raz. I mean, eventually he's going to die. Yes, Batman is going to die, but who says it has to be anytime soon? No one says it has to be anytime soon. You know what? I'm gonna ask: are there any DC comic books that you want to see adapted in this new DCU? Like, name a comic book that you really love that you want to see adapted in the new DCU. Because we know they're adapting comic books in this new DCU. They've done it with Supergirl. They're doing it with Supergirl. They've literally got the comic writer of that comic to write the movie. Tom Taylor's Nightwing run. Okay. Tom King's Mr. Miracle. Right, well, there's only three of you in here. Quiver, you're the only one left. There's Angel of Death, Reese, and Quiver. You're the only 3 that are left. Oh no, 4. We've got someone back. Superman, what's so funny about truth, justice, and the American way? Okay, fair enough. Death in the Family, All-Star Superman, Longbow Hunters, Superman's Secret Identity, Adventure of the Super Sons, Blackest Night. Blackest Night, yes. Death in the Family, yes. All-Star Superman. I feel like Superman Legacy is going to take a lot of hints, a lot of inspiration from All-Star Superman. Because when they first announced Superman Legacy, in that slate announcement video, they used an image from All-Star Superman. So I feel like they're going to use a lot of inspiration from All-Star Superman for Superman Legacy. So you might just get that. It's not going to be dead accurate, dead on, but I feel like you're going to get a very good adaptation. Manchester Black would be a good villain. Blackest Night. Yeah, Blackest Night. Obviously, it's not going to be anytime soon, but a Blackest Night film would be insane. I mean, you know what? The Flash one, the first arc of the Flash Rebirth series with Godspeed, that would be a great movie, I think. What was that? I'm thinking about that one. I just want a good live action Sinestro. Yes. I mean, we did get a good live action Sinestro, but they didn't do anything with him because he wasn't the villain of that movie. A heist film with Captain Cold and the Rose would be great for Flash. I feel like you're going to do a heist movie. What would be a good heist movie in the DCU? 1 Minute War would also be a dope movie. Yeah. What would be a good heist movie? Barry or Wally? I'd take Barry at the moment because then you open up the idea of having Wally as Kid Flash, and then maybe at the end of a Flash trilogy you can have Barry die and then Wally becomes the new Flash. So I'd rather not lose the potential of having both of them. Because that's one thing I think the Flash series didn't have enough of, because it took 3 seasons for Wally West to become Kid Flash, and then he was gone quite shortly after. Catwoman could work for a heist. I mean, are you going to risk it all on another solo Catwoman movie, though? I mean, it would be a good movie, fair enough. And a heist movie for Suicide Squad is also very good. Are you interested? Am I interested in the Penguin series? Yes, I am very interested in the Penguin series. I am so looking forward to that, and you can bet that it's going to be a reaction series on this channel, whether on Patreon or on YouTube. You can bet that it's going to be a reaction series, because I am all in. She deserves a second chance. Yes, she does. I mean, she got that second chance with Anne Hathaway, and now again with what's her name? I can't believe I'm forgetting her name. Zoe Kravitz. Penguin was a lot of potential. Yes, he does. He has a lot of potential. Colin Farrell is a masterclass in those prosthetics. He is unrecognizable. And you know what? I thought they were gonna do this because they announced it at some point, but then I think that idea has since gone away. They announced like a Gotham PD show with Jim Gordon as the main character, and I was so on board for a show like that. You know, like a show like CSI or a show like Criminal Minds, a show like SWAT, like a cop show, a show like Law and Order, a show like that with Jim Gordon as the main character, and you have other Gotham detectives around him like Harvey Bullock, Renee Montoya from the from the 2004 Batman show, the Ethan Bennett and Ellen Yin. You even have Vic Sage show up as the Question every now and again. You have a show like that, and you can go for multiple seasons. You can have lesser-known villains be the main villains of that show and give them a chance to shine. It is a god-tier idea. But yeah, I would love to see like a cop show, a team cop show like CSI or other shows like that with Jim Gordon as the main character. Do you prefer Penguin with the traditional British accent or the American Italian approach they're taking with him? I like both. I love him representing the Brits, but then again, he's a villain, so maybe not. Or the American Italian approach to take it makes him seem like a proper mobster, a proper gangster, that accent. So I love both. He said the Gotham PD show and the Arkham Asylum show became the same project. I don't know how that will look, but I want to see more of it. I want to hear more about it and get more insight onto what that show will be like. I would like to see the storyline where Jon Stewart accidentally ends up causing the destruction of the planet because he got over his head. Yes, that would be interesting to try and deal with that. I want Nick Cage to be Batman villain. There's like 20 he could do amazingly. I think he could do a good Black Mask. Nick Cage could do a good Black Mask. Blue and Gold would be perfect for a buddy cop film. Yeah, Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. Nick Cage is the Penny Snatcher. Okay. You could do Nick Cage as the ventriloquist. That would be a decent one. Do you have any fan castings for the DCU? Oh, I could tell you many. Jason Momoa's Lobo is one of them. That might actually happen. Fancast for Black Mask has for years has been Michael Shannon. Is that going to happen? Fancastings. What are your thoughts on The Dark Knight Rises? Personally, I'm not a fan. I'd say it's the weakest of the trilogy, but I wouldn't say it's bad. I wouldn't say it's a bad film, but I'd say it's the weakest out of the trilogy. Bloody hell, fan castings. I can't believe I'm blanking here. I'm drawing a blank. Bale as Thomas Wayne. That would be insane, but I don't think so. That is a crazy fan casting. Toby Jones as DCU Penguin. He's both British and short. Is that just casting someone like him just because he looks like them, though? But yeah, once again, it's still a good... No, Toby Jones would be a great ventriloquist. He'd be a great ventriloquist. Played a similar character in Sherlock to Penguin. Okay. Fair enough. Actors who I think are still good to do stuff. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank here. But I remember not that long ago, I had like a lot of fan castings that I'd love to do, but I can't remember any of them now. Oh, bloody hell, we've gone for nearly 3 hours. I only intended this to go for 1 hour. My creative playing, you're showing up a bit late to the party. We've been going for nearly 3 hours now. I'm going to be going soon. Hello there. Dave Bautista's Bane. He has said that he is not going to play him. That is a great casting, though. It's so good. That is such a good casting. But yeah, I agree. He's probably not going to do it. But god damn, it would be good. He looks the part. And Bane is supposed to be a wrestler as well. Keanu Reeves as the Joker? I don't think so. Isn't it a bit late for you, bro? Yes, it's a bit late for me. It's nearly 2 a.m. It's nearly 2 a.m. I want to go sleep. Dave Bautista's Hugo Strange. David's very versatile. I don't think he's going to be Hugo Strange, though. Bane is supposed to be Hispanic. That's the reason why you wear a mask and you get possibly a Hispanic actor to voice him. A Hispanic voice actor to voice him. So summarise the last 3 hours. I'd say limping, because we've not reached even 10 viewers at one time in this entire 3 hours that it's gone. Keanu Reeves as Constantine. No. Like, I know we've done that movie, but no. What is your least favourite aspect of the Nolan trilogy? The fact that Heath Ledger died. Least favourite aspect of the Batman trilogy. The Nolan Batman trilogy. Seeing a non-British Constantine just feels wrong for me. Yes, it does. Constantine is supposed to be Brit. Well, I mean, as long as he plays the voice, as long as he can do a British accent, then that's fine. But British actors who could play Constantine, I don't know. The movie's getting a sequel. I know the Constantine movie's getting a sequel. I can't believe Keanu Reeves does as much as he does. Future plans for the channel. Listen, mate. If I can somehow get to a point where I can support myself on this channel and do it full time, I would do whatever the fuck people wanted. I would do streaming, I would do reactions, I would do it all. David Tennant and Constantine would be insane. That is an incredible casting. Future plans for the channel. Listen, I have so many future plans that I want to do, and not all of them are going to come true. But I have so many expectations that I want to do in life. Storytelling aspect for the Batman trilogy. I'd say maybe getting rid of Alfred in Dark Knight Rises. I don't like whiny Alfred. Like, I understand the whole aspect of like wanting to keep Bruce safe and everything, but how can you keep him safe if I don't really care for Rachel either? But I don't really like the idea of Alfred wants to keep Bruce safe, and he's saying like, I don't want to bury you. Well, how about you make sure you do everything you can to make sure you don't have to bury him and help him? But giving Bruce a love interest is usually boring. It depends who it is. You've got to do them right. Scarecrow was underused. That is crazy to think that Scarecrow was underused, considering he was in all 3 movies. Rachel was annoying. She didn't need to exist. Yeah, true. You could have used an actual character from comic books and not had to invent a character like Rachel. Name that comes to my head is Silver St. Cloud or Andrea Beaumont. Yes. You could have used her. You could have used any of them. Instead, you had to make a character like Rachel. And not to mention, I don't think Maggie Gyllenhaal really brought it to that role. I feel like Katie Holmes was decent at it, but Maggie Gyllenhaal was a step down, which is weird considering she's a good actress. Are you taking some time before Ultimate Alien for the Ben 10 reactions to maybe focus on some other reactions? Yes, I am, because I want to catch up with a lot of the Disney Plus stuff that has been happening, because I just said earlier on that I've started season 3 of Mandalorian today. I want to finish off Rings of Power. I've got to do She-Hulk, Andor, Bad Batch. There's a lot of shows that I need to catch up on. So I'll finish all them, and then I'll get back onto the Ben 10 grind, maybe. Andrea Beaumont was also an original character for Mask of the Phantasm. So was Harley Quinn for the animated series, and look what they did with her. Mandalorian season 3 was a bit nah. The last 2 episodes were good, but Bad Batch season 2 was great. I'm looking forward to it. Last thing with Disney Plus, they value quantity over quality sometimes. I've noticed that with the recent 2 phases. I'm saying that as an original character done right. Yes, correct. Very correct. Andrea Beaumont was a great character. Disney's always drowning people with Marvel or Star Wars. You can't keep up nowadays. I agree, it's difficult. It's getting difficult. But I think Star Wars is doing a better job of it than Marvel. because Marvel have got to keep moving along with the universe, whereas Star Wars just brings out a project after project. Like they just come out with an idea and they're like, okay, let's make that a movie or a series. Whereas Marvel has just got to keep going and telling the story of their universe. Would you rather have an Omnitrix or the full force of an Iron, or the Force or an Iron Man suit? The Omnitrix. I'd rather have the Omnitrix because you can do a lot more with the Omnitrix than you can do with an Iron Man suit, and you can do a lot more with with an Omnitrix suit than you can do with the Force. With an Omnitrix than you can do with the Force. The Omnitrix just looks cool. Like I'd wear one even if it didn't work. Fair enough. Don't like the idea of not being able to get it off though. I'd like to be able to get it off when I choose. Oh god, I'm tired. It's gone past 2 a.m. now. You played the PS4 Spider-Man games? No, I haven't. I played like 10 minutes of one and then I stopped. I stopped and I've not played a game since. I do want to do games though. Honestly, the problem that MCU is about to face is how to keep going without the characters like Tony Stark or Steve Rogers, and having the Thor and Hulk and Thor leaving as well. Yeah, it's hard to keep going when you lose the heart and soul of your universe. Like I feel like the biggest character that's keeping the MCU going right now are the Guardians of the Galaxy and Spider-Man. They're the ones who are keeping it going right now. And soon the Guardians is going to be over because James Gunn's leaving, and who knows if the Guardians are coming back after that. Forceful, the Omnitrix becomes easy to take off and not a spar. It doesn't play well. Yeah, I know. I've seen season 3. X-Men and Fantastic Four need to be good for them to survive. I agree. Because I've seen a lot of people saying this, but since RDJ and Chris Evans left, they've not been like, because they were like the focus of phases 1 to 3, and phase 4 and 5 have not had that yet. They've not had like people they focus around. It's just feel like they keep throwing out projects after project. Like who's the center point of this universe now? Is it Doctor Strange? Is it Captain Marvel? Is it Spider-Man? Is it Shuri? Is it She-Hulk? Is it Kate Bishop? Is it Yelena? Is it Kamala? Who is it? Even though the characterization is quite different, I'd say that Michelle Pfeiffer is still the best Catwoman, live-action Catwoman. Fair enough. Everyone's got their opinion. I mean, maybe she is. I've never really cared about Catwoman that much to really like say this one's more accurate than this one is. No one's going to go watch Shang-Chi. No one is going to go to watch Shang-Chi or the Eternals. People did go watch Shang-Chi, but not a lot of people the Eternals so much. Listen, Shang-Chi was amazing. Shang-Chi was one I did not expect them to hit out the park, but they did. They got to hit the nail on the head with Deadpool 3 and Fantastic Four. Deadpool just writes itself with Ryan Reynolds in that role and Hugh Jackman in that role as well. That movie just writes itself. That movie makes its own money. It doesn't matter about the script. If the script is bad, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are going to ad-lib it, and it's going to be amazing. Like, you could just put a camera. You could just put a camera and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in a room in their costumes and tell them to play that character, and you'll get a blockbuster. Doesn't matter what the script is. You don't even have to have a script. Just have those two actors in those roles, and you've got magic. Like, I liked Moon Knight and Miss Marvel and Spider-Man. That's it. Actually, Hawkeye was fun too. Listen, Kate Bishop was a standout. I think Kate Bishop is an absolute gem that they got from that series. I think Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel is delightful. Florence Pugh as Yelena is a dime. Anthony Mackie needs to be pushed forward and more as the face, at least of the Avengers. In my opinion, Cap should be leading. Yeah. I feel like the one who should be the face of the MCU now should be Spider-Man because he's the most popular character. But that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Also going to watch X-Men the animated series, which is the same universe as the Spider. Yes, I will do that. I will watch the X-Men universe, the X-Men animated series. If each Marvel series was given more thought, they would be way better. Yeah, true. Shang-Chi was actually good. Yes, Shang-Chi was very good. Kind of Shang-Chi wasn't a hit. It paid itself, but yeah, the movie was pretty dope, especially the action scenes. I love Shang-Chi so much. If you're saying like after Endgame, after Phase 3 ended, what's the best movies? What are the best movies? Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way Home are the top two. Spider-Man and No Way Home and Shang-Chi, those are the top two movies that have come out since the Infinity Saga ended. And they even hold their own against many of the ones in the Infinity Saga as well. Yeah, am I going to watch the Marvels? Yes, I will watch the Marvels. I don't know when, though, because I've yet to catch up with a lot of MCU stuff. Like I said, I haven't seen She-Hulk. I haven't watched Wakanda Forever. I haven't watched Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. I've got a lot of stuff I need to catch up on. I didn't really like the third act of Shang-Chi. I liked all of it. I think that right now the face of the Avengers should be Wolverine, if you plan on it. I don't think Hugh Jackman is coming back as Wolverine for the main universe. I don't think he is. I think this is a one-off. I think this is a one-off moment where he's coming back just because Ryan Reynolds asked him to. I think this is just pure fan service, giving Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in those roles. Ryan Reynolds will probably keep coming back. I don't think Hugh Jackman will. I think this is just a one-off. I think after this, if they go with Wolverine, it's going to be a different actor. As a fan of Jackie Chan and the Karate Kid movies, the Karate Kid universe, I love Shang-Chi. I've said this so many times to my friends. If Shang-Chi was made 20 years ago, Jackie Chan and Jet Li would have been the stars of this movie. I tell you that. Spider-Man and Wakanda Forever, your top two of them after the Infinity Saga. I just wish it was more martial arts and less lasers. You're talking about Shang-Chi there. Spider-Man should be the face in marketing sense, but not in story sense. Spider-Man works best alone. Yeah, true. And he's not like Batman, where his stories with the Justice League are as good as his solo outings. They can't legally recast the main X-Men until 2025. Well, that's why they've not announced an X-Men series or movie yet. Just might as well put Deadpool chopping Kang head. Would be hilarious, and no one would see it coming. He just comes up in the third act of Kang Dynasty and chops him out of the blue. That would be great. All right, good night, Ro. It's 2:15 for me. Same for me. It's same for me. I'm in Manchester, England. It's 2:15 for me as well. I'm going to be going to bed. So I think this is going to be good night, people. I want to do another live stream next weekend, and maybe we'll have a topic we can focus on then, because it felt like we did limp on a bit with this. But yeah, I'm going to say good night, people. It's been a pleasure having you here. So, good night. Have you seen any of the Justice League before? If you're so familiar with that. Is that the Wonder Woman and Batman romance? I have seen things, yes. And can I say I fucking love it? But yeah, that's good. That's it right now. Good night, man. Keep up the good work. Thank you for all of you for being here. I know a couple of you have been here since the beginning. Angel of Death, I know you were the first comment of this whole video over 3 hours ago. Thank you for staying here. But thank you to all of you for being here. And the Quiver, I know you've been here since the beginning as well. But yeah, thank you guys, and good night. Good night to all of you. Night.